Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa anuman pong oras ninyo pinapanood itong ating lecture ngayon. So, welcome to the finals, everyone. We are in the endgame now. Alright, so let's prepare because we are in the endgame now. Okay. Right after the commercial, before we go to the pathology, I want us to recall first on the normal function, normal histology of the cells and tissues. We understand that the cell division grows beginning with mitosis and then meiosis, and then the chromosome inside of the cell will undergo different mechanisms, and then to make it shorter, transcription of the DNA and then translation of the RNA. So yun po yung mga normal, 'di ba, na cell division na alam natin sa anatomy, tapos dun sa genetics. Okay, so ngayon sa session na to, we will be discussing the pathology or the abnormalities. Paano kung yung cell division na yun na-alter? Nagulo yung sequence ng DNA. Paano pag nagulo yung transcription, and so on and so forth. Diba? So, aaralin natin tonight yung cellular adaptation, inflammation, the autopsy part, as well as the post-mortem. So this is the subject, or this is the topic na puro memorization na lang. Kailangan meron kang mnemonic, kailangan marunong kang mag-strategize. Okay, for the cellular adaptation, we will be learning the cell injury, accumulation, and cellular aging. Okay, so to summarize, the normal cell can be or can undergo adaptation, and the following are examples: atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia, and aplasia. This type of phenomenon will revert the cell into normal. Okay? And we have what we call reversible cell injury. It is designed for repair and healing. And also, the irreversible cell injury if in the chronic situation. That leads to the cell death. So, what does it mean by adaptations? These are reversible changes in the number of cells, size of cells, phenotype of cells, metabolic activity of the cells. Adaptations can be divided into two: the physiologic and the pathologic responses. When we say physiologic responses, the stimulus responses by hormones or endogenous chemical mediators or due to mechanical stress. While pathologic response is the type of stress that allows cells to control and modify structure and function of the escape injury. So, paki-highlight at memorize yung ating keyword, modify the structure. There is a modification now of the entire cytoplasm nucleus of the cell, while the physiologic deals with hormonal only and mechanical stress. So what are the examples of mechanical stress? Okay, lifting the object is an example of mechanical stress. Pag nag-gym kayo, okay, nagbubuhat ng mga mabibigat na bagay. Next, Breathing is an example of mechanical stress. Inhale, exhale. When you go up, di ba? When we going up, up, up into the UB using the stairs. Okay? When we go up, yan. May breathing, mechanical stress yon. Next, of course, chewing. Pag tayo ay ngumunguya. Those are examples of physiologic. Nakuha? Nagbabike ka, naglalakad ka, tumatakbo ka, nagja-jogging ka. Those are the following of mechanical stress wherein our cells will adapt. Iyon ay reversible changes kung tawagin. Kasi tutulungan mo lang siya, papagurin mo siya, either lumaki siya, kay mag-metabolize siya, magawa niya yung activity niya, magawa niya yung role niya, tapos balik normal. Okay? Next. What about the atrophy? Di ba kanta rin to? Atrophy, trope, atrophy, trope. Okay. It refers to the reduction in the size of a cell, organ, after attaining its normal mature growth. It is the general physiological process of reabsorption and breakdown of tissues involving the apoptosis. Apoptosis is the programmed cell death. So, hypertrophy is an increase in the size of cell, resulting in an increase in the size of the organ. Example is the muscular hypertrophy when we are doing exercise. Because exercise stimulates skeletal and cardiac muscle fibers to increase in diameter and to accumulate more structural contractile proteins. Again, if the context is size, atrophy, hypertrophy ang terminologies na gagamitin natin. Nakuha po? Okay. Squatting or squats. That is an example also of hypertrophy. What are the causes of atrophy? Hormone-related, nutritional, and denervation. If you want the detail of this, kindly read your module on the cellular adaptation. Next, the types of hypertrophy, increase in size, that I have mentioned a while ago, are physiologic and pathologic. When we say physiologic, it is adaptive and improves the function. While pathologic, adaptive but often changes in the gene expression that can also exacerbate the organ dysfunction. The etiology of the hypertrophy is due to the increased functional demand on a tissue or specific hormonal stimulation. Sabi ko nga, kung babalikan natin ang ating first grading dun sa histology, natutunan natin class na ang cell gusto niya na ang oxygen. Ang cell gusto niyan ang nutrition. Ibigay mo ang oxygen, ibigay mo ang nutrition, ibigay mo ang lahat ng mga supplements or essential amino acids, macronutrients, micronutrients doon sa cell, bubuhayin ka niyan. Gagawin lang dapat ni cell yung kanyang function. Ang duty ni cell ay mag-metabolize, alisin ang mga kalat sa katawan, magtrabaho para sa katawan, magtrabaho para sa tissue. Okay? So, pag tayo ay napapagod or minsan pinapagod natin yung katawan natin in a good way due to exercise, sumasakit ang katawan natin because napupunit ang mga tissues. Pag napupunit ang mga tissues, you are giving them the chance to grow and become stronger. Kaya minsan, kapag sobrang sakit, kapag nag-workout ka, nag-exercise ka, that's a good thing. Kasi, malalaman ng cell mo, malalaman ng tissue mo na ay kailangan nating maging mas malakas, kailangan nating mas tumibay. Okay? So, increase demand. Kaya yan lumalaki. Okay, hyperplasia. The following are increase in cell number and proliferation. Don't be confused. If the context is the size, atrophy, hypertrophy. But if the context is the number of cells, then that's hyperplasia. Two types also, physiologic and pathologic. The physiologic or the physiologic includes the hormones. Okay? So, endocrine and reproductive. Oh, 'di ba? Kaya mahalaga na na-discuss pa yung reproductive system and endocrine system para maalala natin at makorelate natin. Lalo na kapag menstruation o kaya naman pag nagbubuntis, 'di ba? Yung mga nangyayari dun sa uterus, okay? Yung mga nangyayari dun sa kidney, sa adrenal glands, etc. Sa mga iba't ibang klase pa ng glands ay example of yan pag mga hyperplasia. Okay? So your physiologic is termed as compensatory because organs that regenerate like the skin, intestinal linings, liver, and bone marrow. Anong ibig sabihin ng compensate or compensatory? Kapag ang isang bagay ay nangangailangan or ang isang organ ay nagdo-donate, dapat yung isang organ makikinabang. 'Di ba? Compensate lang. Okay? So, halimbawa, kapag ikaw ay nasugat ng kutsilyo or ng matalim na bagay, anong nangyayari doon sa wound? Oh, 'di ba? Itatali yan ng mga platelets. Pagkatapos, pag napag-connect na ng platelets yung dalawang pinaghiwalay, magdi-divide na yung skin cells natin. Yung na-divide na skin cells sa ilalim. Yung sugat ngayon, yan ang magiging scar or marka. Pupunta yan sa ibabaw. Nakuha natin. Tapos, yan yung pupunta sa may bandang corneum. Okay? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Yeah. Corneum. Sa ibabaw. Tapos, yan. Kapag pathologic hyperplasia, ito yung pagdami naman ng cell, pero abnormal. Next, metaplasia. Ito naman pagbabago sa environment. Pagkairita ng cell. Tapos, pwedeng nutritional factors. Okay. Sabi nila, kapag ang isang cell ay abnormal, tawag doon cancer cell. Ang cancer cell, okay, lahat po tayo merong oncogene kung tawagin. Lahat tayo merong mga cancer cells sa katawan. Pero minimal lang sila. Ngayon, kung gusto mo silang alagaan, pakainin mo yung mga cancer cell. 'Di ba sabi natin kanina, yung cells natin sa katawan, kaya tayo buhay, kaya ang body activated dahil dyan sa mga cells natin. Ngayon, meron tayong mga cancer cells sa katawan, okay? At kung gusto mo silang pakainin, then you are free. Okay? Paano ba natin sila pakainin? 48 hours maglaro ka ng ML. 48 hours magbabad ka sa computer. Parang yung ginagawa ko. Joke lang po. No? Natutulog ako. Matulog tayong lahat. Okay? Huwag kang matulog. Correct. Gising ka ng hanggang 3 a.m. Pagdating ng 4 a.m., kumain ka ng chicheria. Okay? Uminom ka lang ng mga acidic na bagay. Huwag kang uminom ng tubig. Okay? Tapos, kumain ka ng mga matataba. Yung sobrang dulas sa labi. Yung mamamantika. Ganun. Yan. Kumain ka. Mabubuhay ang cancer cells. Because the cancer cells, okay, has oncogene. Oncogene is the gene for the cancer cells. Okay? Yan. Gagawa yung mga yan ng ibang, pag merong cancer cells, nagdi-divide yan, gumagawa sila ng ibang tulay known as the blood vessels. Okay? Yan ang magiging daan nila para masupplyan sila. Nakuha? Okay. Meron naman dyan, pakibasa na lang yung comparison nung dalawa. Okay, so ito po yung itsura ng normal and cancer cells. Sira-sira yung kanyang cytoplasm at ganoon din yung kanyang nucleus. pero ini-impluwensyahan niya yung mga normal. Okay, so ito po yung comparison ng normal colon tissue at cancerous colon tissue. What did you notice? Dun sa normal, parang manipis lang naman yung lining niya, manipis lang, isang layer lang, no, yung nucleus at saka cytoplasm. But in the cancerous colon tissue, ang sobrang kapal. But ganyan yung kanyang division. But if you want to really reflect, no, and understand this topic, magpathologist kayo, mag-enroll kayo sa medicine, okay, para maging masaya ang buhay ninyo. Kasi bawat anggulo, bawat detalye nito, at least aralin ninyo. Pero bilang medtech, pahapyaw lang. Kasi time will come, magpapaturo lang din naman tayo sa pathologist. Okay? At kaya tayo magiging marunong. Okay. We have what we call the dystrophic calcification. It is a degenerated ganglion cells of the brain, okay, in epithelium of the skin and epithelial cells of the kidney when damaged. Dystrophic calcification is under the calcification or pamumuo ng calcium deposits or lime deposits doon sa namatay na tissue. Pag patay na, completely dead ang tissue, okay, magkakaroon ng deposition or nana. Pwede rin pong tawagin itong scar tissue kasi nag-undergo na siya ng mga hyaline changes. So, makikita mo ito sa mga elastic tissue ng arteries. So, calcinosis is the term naman to describe a deposit of calcium in or under the skin. Next, meron tayong tinatawag na metastatic hypercalcemia. Nangyayari ito sa normal tissues at ito ay dahil sa increased secretion ng PTH mula sa tumors or related proteins from malignancies. Tapos, pagkasira po ng buto. Next, disorder sa vitamin D, such as intoxication and sarcoidosis. And for your information, ang vitamin D po ay hindi nga natin nakukuha, okay, sa araw. Ito lang ay na-activate doon sa araw. Kaya minsan kapag tayo ay nagpapaaraw or konting amount ng light, okay din naman. Next, pagkasira ng kidney, resulting in the phosphate retention and secondary hyperparathyroidism. Next, ang calcification ay pwede rin pong makita sa artery. So, dalawang klase yan, arteriosclerosis, no? Ang pinaka usually na nakukonsider. Sa atherosclerosis, okay, merong changes doon sa intima ng blood vessel. Buti na lang inaral natin noon, di ba merong 3 layers yan? So sa intima nangyayari. Include the fatty infiltration, hyalinization, and necrosis of intimal cells. So we have 3 layers, tunica, okay, externa, tunica, intima. Tama ba ako? 3 layers or 2 layers? Okay. Basta yung pinaka-core, pinaka-ilalim doon. Siyempre, alam natin, ugat yan, nagdadala yan ng pressure, di ba? Kaya nga, yung artery natin ay designed na malapit sa muscle at sa ilalim kasi ma-pressure yan. Okay? It can withstand pressure. In contrast with the vein, it cannot, no? Kaya nasa ibabaw ang vein, ilalim ng skin, tapos ibabaw ng muscle. Yung artery, ilalim ng muscle, sobrang okay, malalim siya. Siyempre, pagka may bara, yung pressure, okay, lalakas. Dapat itutulak ng katawan, itutulak nung pressure yung bara. Okay? Kaya minsan, sa sobrang lakas na ng pressure, syempre, lumalakas din yung blood volume. Pag lumalakas ang blood volume, doon na, magkakaroon na ng deprivation din. I hope na i-imagine ninyo yung ibig kong sabihin. Kaya minsan, ang nangyayari, lalo na kapag mga ganito yung cases, no? Bakit may mga bara-bara ka sa ugat, tapos parang medyo mahilo-hilo ka, kasi nabarahan nga garod yung circulation, hindi na makapunta doon sa tissue na dapat. Okay, di ba ang tissue gusto niya ng demands of oxygen, demands of nutrients. Kaya sasabihin niya, oy, nagbayag kayo mo at ay nangay yung oxygenan. Okay, wait lang, nabarahan, sige, push, hanggang sa nahihimatay na siya. Okay, kaya may tendency na ganon, mag-collapse o kaya sumakit ang dibdib, or ma-deprive ng oxygen yung ibang parts ng tissues or yung ibang parts ng organs. At kapag nangyari yon, syempre mangingitim, aglitam yung tissues mo. Tapos nung naglitam yung tissues mo, maawanan ng oxygen, matay. Namatay yun, madadamay na yung isang organ. Okay? Pag yung isang organ ay nadamay, it affects everything. That's how the body works. That's why we need to take care of our body. Sinasabi ko rin po ito sa sarili, I need to take care of my body. Lalo't sunod-sunod ang taping natin this past few days, guys. Okay? Tapos, syempre, may mga iba pa tayong agenda. So, are you getting my point? Okay. The milk calcification is often called Menkes sclerosis. So, example po nito ay yung mga organs na may cancer, tapos yung tar o yung deposition ng mga black deposits. So, rated SPG po ito sa mga next is pictures natin. Okay? Pero hindi naman siya crucial, no? Okay, so ito po yung histological slide. At least aware na tayo bilang mga medtech. Total, in the near future, makaka-encounter tayo ng ganito. Anyway, may gabay naman po yung pathologist, tuturuan naman tayo. But at least, pag nakakita tayo ng ganito, tar deposits po yan. Okay? So, ganyan po. So, dapat ganyan po kalinis. No? Kapag maghihistopat kayo, ganyan dapat yung mga blood smear na magawa po ninyo. Kaya nga, clarity, neatness. Tapos, sa histopathology kasi nababanggit natin dyan yung tinatawag natin na refractive index. Dapat pag tumama yan sa ilaw, sobrang kinang. Diba? Okay. Eto, may normal muscle. Ang normal muscle, pagka hindi natin yan nagagamit, lumiliit po yan. Ang tawag dyan ay atrophied. Siguro share ko sa inyo yung isang viral na matanda sa, ewan ko kung Nepal ba yun or Pakistan. Yung isang matanda na tinitingala nila na parang miracle man daw siya, kasi tinaas niya yung kanyang kanang kamay. So until now, nakataas lang. Habang siya nabubuhay, nakataas lang. Tapos atrophied yung kanyang kamay. Tapos di na yun may baba. Siyempre kapag ka ang cell atrophied, tumangkan daytan gagayam kakapsat. Kasi deprived of oxygen na yan, patay na yung cell doon. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng ipilit na ibaba. Kapag pinilit mo yan na binaba, okay, baka maputol na talaga yung kamay niya. Kasi that is considered death. So, kung papansinin nyo yung kanyang mga kuko, okay, dried na din, as in black na black. Pero nakataas lang na ganun. Okay? I forgot the name of this old man, but I can say na lang sa GC natin. Okay, hypertrophy example. Diba? So, these are the pictures of the cells. No? Yung atrophy, hypertrophy, and dysplasia. class, pag sinabi nating dysplasia, kapag binigyan kita ng object tapos hindi mo ginamit, imparabaw mo lang salas, istante, dysplasia. Okay. Anyway, ito, normal endometrium and the endometrial hyperplasia. So, ganyan po ang nangyayari. Guys, kung makita niyo yung messenger, meron akong sinend na animation. Parang ganun po yun, hyperplasia. Magdi-divide yung mga cells, tas ganun. Number. Okay, so ito po yung illustration nung different types of cellular adaptations. Ito naman po yung actual adenoma carcinoma sequence ng colon, tapos from normal colon naging adenoma hanggang sa naging carcinoma, para lang ma-imagine natin yung cell division actuality. Nung una okay pa naman, nung naging incipient adenoma na siya, medyo may parang pea-sized na siya, tapos advanced adenoma, may mga greenish na siya na parang yan, bukol-bukol, and then naging cancer. May mga black-black na. Okay, so this is an example of columnar metaplasia wherein, okay, makikita ninyo yung stratified squamous epithelium, merong kasamang columnar epithelium doon mismo sa goblet cell niya. Okay? Kaya yan yung kahalagahan naman ng pag-aaral natin nung iba't ibang klase ng tissue nung prelims. Okay, so this is an example of squamous metaplasia naman. The sample is the bronchus. So, meron tayo ditong pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Pseudo means hindi totoo. Tapos kasama niya squamous epithelium. 'Di ba? Ang weird nung the cell division type nila. Okay. So, I have here also the different slides of normal tissues and then with atheroma. Tapos meron yung calcification doon. Basta no dati na silangan, hyalin daytan. Kasi calcium deposits yan. Okay, so ito, adventitia, media, and then the calcification. Kapag histological slide, no, ng ng artery, ng vessel. Okay. Ang tawag dyan ay calcium deposits associated with atherosclerotic plaque. Yan, plaque kala dikki nga tumangken. Okay, what are the terms to remember? Please memorize the following: adenoma, myometrium, and karyolysis. So, ito po yung itsura ng adenoma ng normal at saka ng may cancer. Yung normal, makikita nyo, single layer. Pero bakit ang kapal kapag may cancer? Siyempre, differentiation, adaptation ng cell. Diba? Tapos, ito naman po, class yung sa may, ang sample dito ay uterus. Yung labas ng uterus, yung gitna at saka yung loob, known as the perimetrium, myometrium, and okay, so please memorize also the following images of nuclear changes. You will encounter this also when you go to histopath. Kaya nga siya tinawag na histopathology, cytology, kasi involved dyan ang mga cytologic techniques. Next, we have there the Paget's disease as well as the Menkes sclerosis. The Paget's disease, a localized disorder of bone remodeling that typically begins with excessive bone resorption followed by bone formation. Pag sinabi naman natin na Menkes, okay, unknown etiology siya but characterized by dystrophic calcification of the arterial. So, ito po yung pictures nila. Oh, yan. Calcification. Ang kapal ng layer tapos may mga silang-silang kasi hyaline yan. Kung yung mga hyaline substances, yun yung makikita mo sa hyaline cartilages. Okay, by the way, ito po yung ating laboratory work. Dagdag points po yan, 15 points. Pakisubmit na rin po sa Friday. Tapos, another 5 points and then another 5 points. 5 points for HE tapos Papa Nicolau staining.